Hi everyone. Thanks for joining Madeline and I today in our ElevenReader demonstration. It was great seeing you all virtually with us. I'm sorry about Google having a bit of a glitch. So what I've done is I've put together a video for you that I've included as part of my AI Audiobook Creator course that will show you step by step how to use the ElevenReader app and how to upload your manuscript for your audiobook onto this great platform. The big thing about ElevenReader is that it's free to use. So all you need to do is set up an account and set up those Stripe payments that we talked about in the webinar if you want to receive any payments from the ElevenReader app for listeners listening to your audiobooks. I hope you enjoy this video. And if you've got any questions, feel free to email me or join me in the AI Audiobook Creator course, and I'll take you through step by step all the things you need to know about creating audiobooks, loading them onto individual platforms, and creating amazing audiobooks. And all of those modules are updated frequently whenever there's upgrades to any of the sites that we mention in the course. What I'll do at the end of this video is answer any questions that you may have asked in the chat area of our webinar, and that way you'll be able to join the ElevenReader app and create some amazing audiobooks for free. So here we go with the original presentation of how to create your audiobooks using the ElevenReader app. Welcome to the next module. Today we're going to be talking about how to get your audiobook onto the ElevenReader app. This is a new platform from 11 Labs, and it's a great way of showcasing your book to the world. ElevenReader is an app that people can download onto their phone that enables them to listen to your audiobooks. The first thing you'll want to do is download the ElevenReader app onto your cell phone. To do this, go to your Play Store or wherever you download your apps from and search for ElevenReader app. And the icon that you'll want to click on to download, to me it looks like an upside down book with its pages open. So choose that icon and download the app. While you're there, have a look at the other books that are on the app and just see what other authors have done when they've been uploading their metadata and their audiobooks. At the moment, only authors that live in the United States can charge a fee for their book, and they get a royalty whenever someone buys their book. For authors outside of the United States, we have the option of either not receiving any payout, or you can select the option to receive $1.10 in US dollars when a listener reads past the 11-minute mark of your book. 11 Labs are working on providing international authors with the ability to charge a fee for their book and therefore get more royalties. So as you can see from behind me, we're on the ElevenReader screen on the website, and their web address is elevenreader.io. Before you log into the site, just scroll down through their homepage and it will give you an explanation of what ElevenReader is. You can watch a video about it, and there's lots of other information. There's lots of really good things about the ElevenReader app. The first one is that the listener can change the default voice that you've chosen in your book. So they may prefer to listen to a male voice read their audiobooks, and you may have saved your file in a female voice. So it's very easy for the listener to have a really customised listening experience. The other good thing about the ElevenReader app is that it's super easy to upload your audiobooks onto their app, and you can do that two ways, and I'll show you both today. The other great thing about the ElevenReader app is that there's a software within the program that enables you to produce a podcast of your book, and it's called Gen FM. To get started, we'll go to the top of the screen again And what you want to do is go to the author sign-in area. So we'll click on that. You'll need to have an ElevenReader account to upload your audiobooks onto the platform. Whether you go through the ElevenReader app area, which we'll do first, or whether you go through my preferred way, which is to upload your audiobook through the Eleven Labs dashboard in the studio. So here we are in the ElevenReader registration page, and all you do is go down to where it says don't have an account, sign up. Click sign up, and the ElevenReader app will take you through the different steps you need to set up your account. I've already set up an account, so here I am in my author sign-in area, and when I click on that button, my dashboard comes up. So as you can see, I've got a number of books that I've loaded onto the ElevenReader site. Along the top toolbar, we've got a number of options that you can look at, and there's some really good information within those pages. So the first tab is for your bookshelf, and that lists all of the books that you've loaded onto the ElevenReader app. To publish a book, you simply click on the plus button on the left-hand side and publish your book. And we'll go into that in step-by-step detail next. The next tab is payouts, and that shows you how much you've earned from your books. The next tab is reports. The reports area has some valuable information that you can use not only for your audiobooks, but for your ebooks, because it shows reader engagement or listener engagement and where that interest drops off. So I'm going to go to the reports tab. You can change the date range to whatever you like. You can look at the total users that have added your book to their library, total listening duration. You've got total engaged users and listener engagement and where it dropped off. So you can see on my books, that's pretty much at the 15% mark. So I'm going to have a look at my books and see why the audiobooks drop off at about the 15% mark. You can see the ratings that people have given your books and the top voices that people have used. And for the book All of Me, the top voices that people have used are Lily, Jessica and Sarah. If you want to see what voices are the most popular for other books, all you do is click on the down arrow, choose a book, and you'll see that those voices should change. Let's have a look for Coming Home. So Sarah, Danielle and Lily are the three that are popular, and Lily was also popular with the other one. The documentation tab is frequently asked questions, terms of service, so basically all of the background information that you'll want to know about. And if you need help, you can click on the last tab. While we're in our dashboard of our ElevenReader app, you might want to update your profile. To do that, go across to the right-hand side of the screen where it has your name. I've got a picture in there, and that's what you'll be adding along with some information in this area of the screen. So click on your name and then Manage Profile. This is where you create your author profile that will appear on the ElevenReader app. You can upload a photo of yourself or an icon if you use that instead of a picture in your author branding. You have your profile name, your author website, which is optional. You have an area where you can put a short bio about yourself. The payouts area is where you can enable Stripe payments so that you can be paid. And once you've done that, you save your profile and go back to your dashboard. I prefer to upload my manuscript to ElevenReader from the Eleven Labs studio. By uploading your manuscript from the Eleven Labs site, you're uploading a manuscript that's already been edited onto the ElevenReader app. If you go through the ElevenReader website, it's not as easy to edit your audiobook because you can't play back your audiobook from the computer. You have to download the file onto your cell phone and then you listen to it from the cell phone and decide whether you want to make any edits to your text, and then you upload it into the ElevenReader app. To make it really easy for yourself, I would upload your audiobooks from the 11 Labs studio. But if you want to upload something into the 11Reader website, I'll show you how to do that now. So all you do is you go to the left-hand side of the screen where it says Publish a Book. You can click on the plus or the Publish a Book area. You go to the Upload Your Book dialog box that's popped up, and you just click in the middle and you choose the file that you want to upload. And I'm just going to choose randomly one because I won't actually publish it. So then you click Preview and Review Your Book, and that will only take a couple of minutes to upload onto the 11Reader site. And here we are, the manuscript for Coming Home has been uploaded, and the 11Reader app is just telling us there's 3 distinct stages when you upload your manuscript to be made into an audiobook on their app. There's reviewing your content, there's previewing your audio in the app, and then preparing your book for publishing. So we're going to push continue. And as you can see, the dashboard looks remarkably like the 11 Labs dashboard, except there's no way of pushing play to listen to your story. But to preview the audio, what you need to do is click on the button to the left of the Prepare for Publishing, and that will bring up a QR code. So you pick up your phone and you scan the QR code, and then you'll receive a link on your phone. I'll show you what it looks like. Here we are. So that's what it looks like, but it's back to front. And you can push the play button down the bottom, and you can listen to your story. You can easily change the voice that's reading your book by simply clicking on the bottom button where it has Brian's voice, and you can choose whichever voice you want. And at the top of that list is Burt Reynolds. So there you go. So that's really easy. You just play the whole story through, listen to it, and make any changes to your manuscript on the computer screen as it's going. I find that it's a very slow and laborious process, and if you're loading your book onto the 11 Labs studio, it's just doubling your work that you'll be doing. So my preference is to do the entire book on the 11 Labs studio, and then I can share that book with lots of other retail sites as well as the 11Reader app. If you do choose to upload your book this way, once you've finished editing it, you just click on the Prepare for Publishing button, and all of the metadata will come up. So on the left-hand side, we've got a list of things that this area of the process will cover. So you put your book title, cover image, subtitle, series, author name, the publisher, the description of your book, which is your blurb, copyright details, and you can select a category, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, and what genre the story is. After you've done that, you can click continue. I don't think it will work because I haven't put anything in. So I'm just going to enter some information in here. I'm not actually going to publish the book, so I will only put information in the areas that need it. And then I'm just going to put some characters in there to bring us up to my 200 that it needs to be. There we go. Now we can go to the next phase. And the category, it's fiction. And we're going to say that it is romance. There we are. And then you can push return. And then you provide the publication date of the book. Our target audience is going to be all ages. Mature content, no, my book does not have any. Territories, make it worldwide distribution, and the language that my book is written in is English. Then we push new. The reason that publication date won't be accepted is because I'm in New Zealand and the system is set up in America, so we're a little bit ahead of the American timeline. So I've just put the date back a few days. This is where the payment area is for the 11Reader app. You'll need to set up Stripe payments if you already haven't done that. The 11Reader app will only pay you using the Stripe payment method, and you can easily do that. It's a fairly straightforward process. The payout type for me is earning $1.10 per engaged listener. That's after someone has listened to my story for 11 minutes. I can choose that, or I do not want to receive payouts, and that's where you would click either of those. In the future, 11 Labs will offer a normal royalty share payment to authors who live outside of the United States, but that's not quite here yet. The terms of service, you need to agree to those. Content guidelines, you need to confirm that your book complies with the content guidelines, and you need to say that you're the copyright owner and hold the necessary rights of the book. Then you press continue, and you'll go to another screen which will finalise and preview the audio, and then you'll say that you want to load it onto your site for publication. After that, it just takes a day, possibly two if things are incredibly busy, for 11 Labs to review what you've put onto their system, and then your book will be published to the ElevenReader app. What I'm going to do is delete that half-finished record because it's incorrect. So all you do to edit or delete, click on the cover, and you'll see that there's some options down the bottom called delete, preview, and edit content. So for this one, I'm going to delete, but if you wanted to edit the content, you just push the black button and it will take you through those same processes that we just seen. So for now, I'm going to delete. And are you sure you want to delete? And I'm going to say yes. And that has disappeared off my dashboard. One of the really great things about the ElevenReader app is that you can create a AI-generated podcast of your book. What you need to do is go to your cell phone. I'm going to hold my screen up to you because I can't quite figure out how to get the app onto the screen in front of me. So this is my ElevenReader app, and there's lots of great information there, including down the bottom you've got your library with a pair of headphones as the icon. So when you load the app onto your phone, you'll see this. But right down the bottom under quick links, you'll see down the bottom it says create a Gen FM podcast, and that's right there. So all you do is you click on that, and then you upload a copy of your manuscript to this area of the app, and all it takes is a few minutes for the AI software to generate a podcast based on your book. It goes through, analyses the content of your manuscript. The program will allocate 2 voices as the podcast hosts, and they'll discuss your book with some really interesting questions. They'll compare it to possibly other authors' works, and it's just a really interesting way to analyse your story and potentially add that podcast to YouTube or on other social media platforms or on your website so that your listeners can enjoy another aspect of your story. You can also use the podcast as a way of promoting your story so that people will click on a link and listen to it from the ElevenReader app. The other way of uploading your books to the ElevenReader app is to go into your studio on 11 Labs. And here we are on the 11 Labs homepage, and I'm going to go across to Go to App on the right-hand side, and that will bring up my 11 Labs dashboard. So in order to create a book on the ElevenReader app, I go to my studio and I choose which book I want to convert or export to the ElevenReader app. So just for today, I'm going to go to my book called Head Over Heels. The manuscript of Head Over Heels has already been fully edited on the 11 Labs dashboard, and it's already been converted or saved, and you can see that by the black lines down the side. So in order to put your book onto the ElevenReader app, you go across to Export, and then you click on Publish. And the 3 options you have is Spotify, ElevenReader, and Audio Native. And that's if you want to publish this audiobook on your website and gather insights about your listeners. So we're going to choose ElevenReader. So we click there, and again we just get a page coming up that gives us an idea of the processes from now on that we'll need to do for loading this manuscript into audiobook format to the ElevenReader app. You review your content, you preview your audio in the app, and you publish and earn. So we're going to click Publish to ElevenReader, and a pop-up box appears, and you've got an option to publish with the original audio. If you really like your voice that you have chosen when you edited your book, all you do is click the button on the side, and that will publish that book with whatever voice that you decided to use in your editing process. And then you click Publish. The next dialog box that pops up says, Welcome to ElevenReader Publishing. And it's the next stages, which is previewing your audio in the app and preparing for publishing. So we click on Get Started on the bottom right-hand side. And this has taken us back to the ElevenReader app where we originally started. But instead of having to edit our book chapter by chapter, we know that that's already done. So all you do is you prepare for publishing, because you would have already previewed your audio in the ElevenReader Studio. So we click on Prepare for Publishing. And again, all we do is fill in all of our metadata. It's exactly the same as we went through with the original process. And after you've finished adding all your metadata, you'll go back to the book's distribution details. So that will be whether it's mature audience and the language that it's spoken in. You'll go to the payouts and agreements. That's where you had to have a Stripe payment account and the other information that they wanted you to click on to say that you were the copyright holder, etc. And then you finalise your document, preview it if you want to, and then click Publish. So that's a much easier way than having to go through each chapter and edit it from the ElevenReader app. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So now we'll talk about some of the questions that people asked during the chat part of our webinar. Richard asked about using two voices, a male and a female voice. Madeline covered this, but I'll just answer the question again in case you missed the answer. You'll need to subscribe to 11 Labs, Richard, if you want to use two separate voices in your script. ElevenReader at this stage only allows for one voice to be chosen. So that will mean that you'll have to pay a little subscription to 11 Labs to get that option. But the voices are awesome, so feel free to go and have a play with the different voices, even using 11 Labs free plan, because you'll get 10,000 credits or the use of 10,000 characters to try some dialogue out from your manuscript. Laurel asked if we can give our listeners recommendations for voices to use in the story if she's created her story with a voice in mind. What you can do, Laurel, is when you're in 11 Labs, is you can choose a default voice that your manuscript will be uploaded into the 11 Labs platform. You can't do that so much with ElevenReader, but you can say when you're promoting your audiobook to your newsletter group or on other social media avenues, what voice you've particularly enjoyed creating the audiobook in, and that might inspire your listeners to have a listen to that first. Jenny asked, what types of formats of manuscripts can we upload into the ElevenReader app? Well, Jenny, the answer to that is EPUBs, PDFs, text documents, HTML, or you can even use a good old Word document. My preference, as Madeline had said in our webinar, is EPUB, and I do that using Vellum. But if you don't have Vellum, you can easily upload a Word document. Lee asked if there was a prompt for editing an ebook as an audiobook in ElevenReader. There is no prompt as such. When you're getting your manuscript ready for uploading onto the ElevenReader app, I use ProWriting Aid as my editing software. I really enjoy ProWriting Aid, but you can use anything that you have used in the past for your manuscript. It's really important to listen to your audiobook, and that will really show you where any errors might be in your editing process. Laurel just asked about the credits/characters. So 11 Labs, depending on the plan that you've got, give you so many credits that you can use. A credit is just like a character. So if my book has 350,000 characters in it, using Word to work that out, then my audiobook will require 350,000 credits. Just remember that you're going to need extra credits when you're editing. It doesn't matter how careful you've been when you've edited your script. I always find extra bloopers or things I need to change in my audiobook script, and that takes extra credits. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the different plans. Laurel and Tom asked about upgrading membership, and we covered that. Yes, you can go between plans very easily with 11 Labs. Jenny just wanted to confirm that audiobooks in other platforms other than ElevenReader don't show the text. As far as I'm aware, Jenny, ElevenReader is the only platform that allows you to read along with the story. And Mickey asked about changing your voice. If you clone it in the 11 Labs studio, can you change the accent of your voice? Well, the great answer to that, Mickey, is yes, you can. If you go into your dashboard for 11 Labs, there's an area called Voice Changer. What you do is you upload an example of your voice that you want to be cloned, and then you can choose any of the characters you like and almost superimpose that voice over yours. So you'll get the tone and the way you speak, but the AI voice accent or even gender will come through. So you might have an Irish accent and a male voice, and you want to have a female American voice, you can easily do that and just have a play around. It's really fun to see what you can come up with. So that's all for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to know more about making audiobooks using 11 Labs, please join me in the AI Audiobook Creator course. I've put a little poster up so that you've got my author website at the bottom. It's authorleannamorgan.com, and we can create amazing audiobooks together.